A Division III college athlete just ran 9.89 seconds in the 100 meters. No scholarship, no D1 program, no fancy facility. Just a kid from Wisconsin that every big school looked at and said, not good enough. And he just became the fastest man in the world in 2026. When Noah Miles heard about this, he said something that tells you everything about where sprinting is right now. We will get to that, but first, you need to understand how impossible this story really is, because 9.89 seconds matches Noah Lyles for third place at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. Not third in college, not third in his age group, third in the entire world against every professional sprinter on the planet. And Sam Blaskowski did it without a single dollar of scholarship money. Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Not a place known for world-class sprinters, not a place with a history of producing elite athletes, just a regular Midwestern town where kids play football, baseball, and soccer, and nobody thinks about running in a straight line for a living. Sam Blaskowski grew up right there. Flag football, basketball, indoor soccer, competitive swimming? He did it all. In high school, he played baseball, and when he got cut from the basketball team, he started running track. Just like that. No big plan, no destiny, just a kid who needed something to do in the winter. And then something crazy started happening. He was fast, really fast. He ran 10.83 in the 100 and 21.99 in the 200 as a senior. He won Wisconsin state championships in both. He grabbed the long jump title too, 3 state titles in 1 year. Good enough for D1 coaches to call, right? Somebody had to be reaching out. The only coach who called was Nicholas Gordon, the long jump coach at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, a Division III school, the same school both of his parents attended, the school just 1 mile from where his grandparents live. Every D1 program in America kept scrolling. Think about that. 3 state titles, and the only offer was a D3 school where athletes get 0 scholarship money. Not a partial offer, not a reduced deal, nothing. The message from the college athletics system was loud and clear. You are not good enough for us. Wisconsin-La Crosse, Division III, the level where nobody watches. Times do not matter to the Diamond League, and even winning nationals means almost nothing to the outside world. Blaskowski shows up and immediately starts breaking records. Freshman year, he wins the national D3 title in the 100 meters, then again, and again, and again. 4 straight national titles in the 100, 3 in the 60, 3 more in the 200. By graduation, he holds 11 individual D3 national titles, one of the greatest D3 sprint careers in American history, and nobody outside of Division III even noticed. Because the brutal reality is this: winning D3 nationals in the 100 means you ran somewhere around 10.2 to 10.4 seconds. Genuinely fast, but nowhere near world championship level. The gap between D3 nationals and the Olympic trials is enormous. The gap between D3 nationals and the world championships is a completely different planet. Was Blaskowski actually elite or just the fastest slow guy? Nobody knew yet. Then he enters the 2024 Olympic trials and competes against the best 100-meter sprinters in America. He holds his own. He does not make the team, but he belongs on that track. For the first time, the athletics world outside Wisconsin starts paying attention. But then comes the part almost nobody knows, the part that explains everything about who Sam Blaskowski really is. After 11 national titles, he decides to go pro. He wants to find out if he is truly world-class. He needs to train with the best, so he moves to Florida to work under Dennis Mitchell at Star Athletics, the man who coached Sha'Carri Richardson to the 2023 world title, who works with Kenny Bednarek, who built careers out of raw talent. But Blaskowski has no money, no sponsor, no contract, so he gets a job at a small regional airport, works through the offseason, saves every single dollar, then packs up and moves to Florida to chase a dream that everyone else thinks is crazy. A D3 kid with $0 working an airport job to fund his shot at the world stage. That detail right there is the whole story. He gets to Florida, he trains with Mitchell, he trains right alongside Sha'Carri Richardson and Kenny Bednarek, who finished 4th at the 2025 World Championships. Real professional athletes who have been to the Olympics and World Championships. And Mitchell notices something right away in practice. This kid belongs here. His personal best heading into 2026 is 10.05 seconds, Fast, but not world-class. He races 5 times early in the season, including 3 at altitude, does not break 10, does not finish higher than 3rd in any race. The doubters start piling on. Maybe he really is just a D3 kid. Maybe the Olympic trials was the ceiling. Maybe moving to Florida was the bravest, dumbest thing anyone in American sprinting has ever done. And then May 30th, 2026 happens. Now, before I tell you the time, think about Noah Lyles for a second. Because Lyles has spent years saying this sport needs more people, that track needs new fans, new communities, new faces, that the athletes grinding in the dark with no spotlight are the backbone of the whole thing. He has said it in interviews, he has said it on social media. Speed does not care where you went to school. Speed does not check your scholarship status before deciding who gets to be elite. And then a kid with 0 scholarship dollars from Wisconsin runs the exact same time Lyles ran for bronze at the World Championships. You already know what Lyles would say seeing that number. This is exactly what he has been talking about. This is exactly why he fights for this sport to be seen. Because Sam Blaskowski is living proof that talent does not only live in D1 programs and Nike contracts and Olympic pipelines. Sometimes it lives in a kid working airport shifts in Wisconsin, saving every dollar, betting everything on himself. May 30th, 2026, Cleveland, Tennessee, Music City Track Carnival. Sam Blaskowski lines up in the 100 meters. He runs 9.89 seconds. 9.89. His very first legal sub-10 run ever. He skipped the 9.90s completely, went from 10.05 straight to 9.89 in a single race. Fastest American in 2026, tied for second fastest in the entire world this season. Now let that number land for real. At the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Oblique Seville won gold in 9.77. Kishane Thompson took silver in 9.82, and Noah Lyles, 8-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, the most dominant sprinter of his generation, ran 9.89 for bronze, the exact same time Blaskowski just ran in Tennessee. If he had been in that final, he finishes 3rd at the World Championships. A kid with 0 scholarship money, 11 D3 titles nobody watched, and an airport job that funded his move to Florida. 3rd at the World Championships. Dennis Mitchell was not surprised. He said training showed this was coming and it was only a matter of time. And there was one more thing about this run that needs to be said directly. 9.89 seconds makes Sam Blaskowski the fastest white sprinter in the history of the sport. In over 60 years of professional sprinting, nobody who looks like him has ever run faster. That is not a small fact. That is a historic fact that puts this performance in a completely different category. 9.89. Say it one more time. The D3 kid from Wisconsin who worked an airport job just ran 9.89 seconds. After the race, Blaskowski posted one sentence on Instagram. Breaking 10 was not just a goal, it became an obsession. Years of sacrifice, hard work, discipline, and belief all came together on the track. No speech, no list of people he proved wrong. Just a man who knew exactly what it cost to get there and wanted everyone to understand it too. Think about what years of sacrifice actually meant for him. 4 years of D3 nationals the world ignored, working an airport job to afford his dream, living in Florida, away from his family, away from his grandparents just 1 mile from his old campus, away from everything comfortable and familiar. All of that for one number, 9.89. And the people who passed on him, the D1 coaches who kept scrolling past his high school times, the programs that never picked up the phone, they are all staring at that number right now. Los Angeles 2028 is 2 years away. Blaskowski will be 25. Prime years, home Olympics on American soil, the 100-meter final in a country that loves an underdog more than anywhere else on earth. The kid nobody wanted is now one of the 2 fastest men in the world. So here's what I need you to tell me. Los Angeles 2028, Sam Blaskowski makes the American team, lines up in the Olympic 100-meter final on home soil in front of 80,000 people who know his story. Does he medal? Does he prove once and for all that the D1 programs that ignored him made the worst recruiting decision in American sprinting history? Drop it below. Every single comment gets read.